Canberra still mopping up after being lashed by freak storms, which soaked an already soggy city. Weather forecasters say the capital was hit with a 1 in 50-year event that dumped up to 100 millimetres in some suburbs. There's good news. Canberra's dams are finally full, but there's also bad news. Wastewater works are dumping sewage straight into local rivers as treatment systems fail under the sheer volume of water. That's put Lake Burley-Griffin off limits and towns downstream of Canberra on alert.
After years of drought, this should be a sight for sore eyes, but Actu's nowhere near singing in the rain.
The water and the rain is causing a lot of pressure for us as a water utility.
It's been Canberra's wettest start to summer on record, filling the city's dams for the first time since 1998. This was the scene at Googong Dam south of Queanbeyan. And at Cotter Dam, work has all but ground to a halt on the new dam wall under downright dangerous conditions. And downstream, Canberra's stormwater system just isn't coping.
Flows of something like 6,000 litres per second are occurring, and that plant cannot sustain that.
So partially treated sewage was released from the lower Molonglo works straight into the river, and towns on the Murrumbidgee downstream have been warned.
Oh, there is a little bit of crisis management going on now.
And Queanbeyan's in crisis mode too, after a settling dam collapsed at its sewage treatment works. The local council brought in the heavy machinery as untreated waste escaped into the Molonglo and inevitably into Lake Burley-Griffin. After a week of steady rain, yesterday's storms were the last straw.
Canberra really was under the bullseye yesterday.
The storm cells brewed through the afternoon, striking at random across the city.
The last week is now the wettest week we've had since 1950, and then throw on that, 1 hour of rainfall, which is a 1 in 50-year event.
First under the gun was Western Creek, sending streets underwater and filling gardens with hail. Residents at the zoo contemplated swimming for it.
They're taking it in their stride and having a great time, so I think it's a bit of fun for them.
But no one was smiling at the ESA's brand new headquarters at the airport, which was swamped in the deluge.
We'll be seeking some answers from Capital Airport Group about what happened, why it happened and what will be done to ensure it doesn't happen again.
Before long, the building was uninhabitable and emergency communications were shifted back to Curtin. It was an unwanted distraction for emergency workers called out to more than 350 homes and businesses.
Most of the calls require some tarpaulins or plastic on roofs to stop the water coming in through those roofs and through the ceilings.
With tanks and dams overflowing, it's hard to think the city could stand much more rain. But the Bureau says more is on the way. And yes, we're in for a wet summer. Craig Allen, ABC News, Canberra.